Well, that's easy. Number one, we won the championship, the team goal, right? Shucks, we passed for almost 4,000 yards, which probably broke the record here, right? So we're looking to do that and do better. Like my job as a coach is to make sure the next year is better than the year before, make sure each player gets better. So, I mean, if you look at the class we had in 2019, those guys were really good. We had a 1,000-yard tight end, we had a 1,000-yard receiver. We had a lot of ability, and we was able to just rotate a bunch of guys on between the J, Mitch, and those guys. But in this group here, I just talked to them about that. Like, listen, we got a chance to be better than that group we had in 19, and lapse the numbers that we have, a different system, and let's just be ready to go. We just got to grind it out and just continue to get better daily.
You talk about you talk about needing guys to stand out and step up as you progress. What are you looking for specifically in terms of progression in the scheme and just overall play as you head towards the season to really determine who's going to be on the field week 1?
Awesome. Number one thing, you got to know what to do. You got to know where to line up. You got to know what the plays are. We have the saying in the football, paralysis by analysis, right? You can't show your athletic ability because you're thinking. You're not really sure what to do. So once you know what to do, now you can be the athlete that you are. But we got guys who are 6'4" that freaking can jump out the gym. We got guys who are 5'9" that can run as fast as you can run, right? So we got to be able to make sure that they know what they're doing. We got to teach them the system. They got to learn it. Their job's to learn it. Our job's to teach it. And then once they know what to do and where to go, then they can let the athleticism just explode. And we got some talented guys. I'm excited about it. So again, we're giving them the opportunity. It's up to them to make the most of those opportunities.
Coach, true freshman class, they're looking pretty good. Obviously, you got Jade, McCall, Beho. How have we liked how they've been the past couple of
It's been awesome, man. Those guys, don't forget McCall. McCall was here in the spring and Jay was here in the spring, so they're a little ahead as far as knowing what to do. But the young guy, man, Brandon came in, he freaking was learning it. He was calling during the offseason, he was getting on Zoom. He came up here while he still was in school learning it. And, I know what they do down there at that school. I know the head coach, my son went to school there. And, I know the receiver coach there. He spent time with me, so I knew what we was getting from him. Those three guys, it's hard to say that any other non-Power 5 or G5 school has those three type of guys that came in as freshmen. Those guys are going to play.
What does that show you about Brandon? Like you said, you guys were, even when he was not on campus, you guys were hopping on Zoom calls, you were discussing the playbook, stuff like that.
Absolutely.
What does that show about him?
Shows he wants it. Well, he comes from a great program, right? They know the expectations there. So for him to come in and freaking want to be here and be on his own time, drive up here on his time, it showed that he really wanted it. It's showing on the field too. Every day he makes a play. Jay makes a play too. Then McKell, jump ball. So those three guys, they're going to be special freshmen, right? And hopefully we won't need them as much, but they're going to get on. We got those 4 games we can play them. They still can keep their red shirt. So I'd love to have those guys here for 5 years. And if I know the way it works, I'd love to have them for 2 to 3. And they do it really well, and then they go somewhere else and get a chance to perform at another level. We'd love to keep them for 5, but we'll keep them as long as we can to get them as good as they can be.
And like you said, there's a couple dudes that you got some big bodies with JR and Q, and then you got some other dudes that you said can jump out the gym like Dom and like Mikkel. For close quarters red zone stuff, could we be seeing some variations of jump ball, fade ball, stuff like that?
That's Kit's offense. He's looking to score, so he's an aggressive play caller. We can go out there. We can have 2 6'4" guys on the outside. We can pick the poison left or right who we want to throw the ball to. You put Q on one side and put JR on the other side. Let's go. You pick your poison against a 5'9", 5'10" corner, and both those guys. I put my money on those guys every day, every play.
Coach Kitley's offense historically has scored a lot. He runs tempo. So is your room excited about the possibilities that there's going to be plenty of footballs to go around?
Absolutely. Last time we talked about putting together the off receiver room like a basketball team. So they understand the open man will get the ball, and there's plenty. We got a trigger man or 2 back there that can make it happen. We got a great play caller that has a history of success of putting up numbers, putting up touchdowns, putting up yards, and making things happen. Joe was through for 6,000 yards when he was at West Kentucky. So he understands what it is. He does a great job of putting the pieces where they need to be, and we got players that can make it happen.
And your time with the wide receiver room this offseason, not just fall camp, but spring and summer, how's that been with you, being able just to get to know the guys, and how have they been as a group overall, especially with the returners coming back, but also a lot of freshmen, transfers coming in as well?
Well, it's a great mix, right? So we have that nucleus of guys who have been here, been through so much through this program over the last 4 to 5 years, right? Then you have the transfer kids that you come in. Then we have the freshman guys that we came in. So I do this every time. This is just who I am, you know. So I'm a Matthew 2028 guy. Like, I'm going to serve these kids. I've had them over to my house. We've had like the birthday parties. We occasional meals, spent time. They were in my pool. They met my family, my boys. Like, and that's who I am. The kids we recruit, and the kids I coach, I treat them like my own boys, my own kids. Like, because a parent is going to send them to me to make them be the best that they can be. And that's my job. I take that to heart.
Amen, brother.
When it comes to leadership in this room, like, you have a wide array of guys that likely will make an impact this year. What have you seen from them in terms of leadership, whether it be over the summer or in the beginning of fall camp? And what do you want to see from them going forward as you approach regular season?
Well, the biggest thing is we got a couple of leaders by example. We need to be more vocal. You know, I'm looking for Messer to talk, open his mouth, be vocal, hold the guys accountable, right? So, I mean, he's a great leader by example. He's going to take care of himself, which is great. It's good, but not great, because he'll be good, but will the rest of the room follow? So it's up to him to, like, you know, not just lead by example. It's time for him to open his mouth, and he knows it. He knows what he has to do and how that works. But you know, that's the one thing we're missing in the room, is that, you know, I've had Nate Burleson, I've had freaking Brandon Marshall, I had Mike Sims Walker, Early Doucette. I have had those alpha males in the room that they can put it on the field, but when they talk, everyone listens. So that's the one thing I think we're missing in our room.
You mentioned that you need Easton to be more vocal, but he clearly has a connection with Caden, with them being both from Western Kentucky. How does that help you build consistency within the offense?
Well, sure. First of all, those two are consistent. So, you know, leading by example is what I'm talking about. You know, he's a great leader by example. He works his butt off. He's the first on the field. He does a bunch of extra work. You know, he takes care of his body in the training room. He has a great connection with the quarterback. But now we need him to not just show it, but talk it. Like, hey, this is what we need to do. Hey, we're going to be out here at this time. I need you guys here. So those are things that we work on. So I'll send him a little text here and there. Hey, make sure the guys are doing this. Get them out there early. So those are things I got to help him do to be a better leader. Vocal.
Coach, obviously this is an offense that's going to work best when the timing is there. And in terms of the group as a whole, how would you assess them as route runners right now?
Well, shucks, you know, we got Chris Carter, who works with us on a daily basis. Chris and I have been working for 15 years when we was doing the combine training with the pro guys who came back home to South Florida during the off season. So route running is going to be at the premium. You know, we got the bigger guys, we got to teach them how to drop the hips. So the smaller guys, we got to teach them how to get in and out of breaks and that type of stuff. We got to teach the big guys to be big in big moments, right? So they're doing a great job of polishing routes. We talk about it every day. You know, the first thing we do when we get on the field is work our stance and starts to make sure we look exactly right. So we work our vertical push to make sure every route looks the same. And you know, then we put a little sugar on it, and we get a lot of impact from a lot of input from Chris, which, I mean, like, he's a Hall of Famer. Like, I mean, he's been around here for a couple of years and hasn't been in the receiver room. That makes no sense, right? But now he's in the receiver room. He comes to meetings. He's on the field. He's a second pair of eyes that I don't have, along with Caden, who's my assistant. So, you know, we have three good set of eyes who knows what's going on. Caden knows the offense like the back of hand. Chris and I, of course, work together really well. And then, you know, Kit knows exactly what he wants, so he can portray and give us the information and fill us in. So now I can teach to what he wants to be done.
You've been doing this a long time, and you've coached a lot of receivers that run super quick 40s, and their vertical is off the charts. Then there is that element of actually getting open. How tricky is that at this level to teach the importance of route running to these guys?
It's so important, because like you mentioned timing, right? So I got to be at a certain part when that quarterback's ready to throw the ball. I got to be at a certain depth because there's another receiver I'm in combination with. So, you know, Kid does a great job of designing the plays. And then our job is to make sure where we're supposed to be on time, at the depths and all that type of stuff. So as we know what to do, then we can start cleaning and polishing things up. Good question.
You know, you mentioned Coach Kitley, and he told us that Assad Wasim had 2 touchdowns in the scrimmage the other day. You know, what have you really seen from him, and what's he doing right?
So I've known Assad since he was a younger kid. His dad and I are really good friends. I've watched him grow up. I trained with him when he was younger. So, I mean, he grew up around football, right? So he has a really, really good feel and craftiness of getting in and out of breaks and finding soft spots. And he just finds a way to get open and make a play where there is no play, right? He does a great job. So when you talk about that craftiness and savviness, he does a great job at that. He makes plays run after the catch, making tough catches, getting open. He does a good job with those things. So, yeah.